Yeah, the thing is, everybody has a different stories how they got to the sport. Be it just like being an athlete. Like, were you very athletic when you were younger?
Not at all. Nope. I was the type of person in school, I hated gym class. Did not
Yeah, I
like
would.
it.
Well, I enjoyed it because I was a boy. We boys we like to run
Hmm.
around and do this. Girls, you like to be pretty and prissy, like to do all that stuff.
I
So
was in high school. I definitely was.
let me guess, you were a cheerleader.
No, I didn't even do that. Nope.
Uh,
Nope.
I played football. Cheerleaders, those women, people don't look at it, but those girls are strong because you have to
Uh-huh.
pick and hold each other up and do flips and all stuff like that. They look at the pretty little dresses and these are pretty little girls, but I've seen some girls that probably can lift men that did cheerleading. So
Hmm.
okay, what was your first show? What was that experience like for yourself as a competitor?
Um, it definitely did not go the way that we had wanted it to, but with being new to the sport, I had no idea what to expect. I didn't know how the shows ran. I didn't know like at all what to expect to happen. Um, I got on stage. I placed seventh out of ninth. And after that, I was like, you know what? I don't think this is for me. I don't think I want to do it again.
Mhm. It could be discouraging, especially your first time, that first experience, because you go in there with your eyes wide open, but don't
Hmm.
understand what's involved in sport. Because there's a lot of, like, most people, when you think about bodybuilding, they just think about it just a lot of big people that take steroids and they lift weights all day. But there's more to it: the consistency, the diet, the training. And then the experience of being on stage is totally different because you spent maybe weeks and weeks to train to get in shape and condition, and then
Hmm.
the brain of presentation then feel like, you know what, I failed. I just didn't do as good as I thought I wanted to do.
Yeah, exactly. I love it now. I love the prep part. I mean, it's just the whole stage part, like getting to the show, the whole getting the tan, getting the makeup done. Like, I love it all. It's just, it's fun.
The tan part, I heard stories that's not
Now,
true.
see, like the my favorite part is after the show, taking a shower to get the tan off.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
getting tan on is thinking, because back in the day, you used to do it by hand. Now they have to spray tan. That shit is cold, what I heard.
Yes, it is.
And you have to be, I think one lady was telling me how you have to be pretty much butt naked. You can't
Yep.
have no kind of makeup, any kind of deodorant or any kind of lotion on because it affects how the
Yep.
tan looks.
Yep. You get in a tent and you are naked in front of whoever decides to walk around.
One of my crimes, Ashley, is I'm a muscle person. I don't know if I could be able to walk around with all y'all busted. I mean, like, yeah, it's like putting a hand sandwich in front of a hungry man. So,
Uh-huh.
so what would we do in that time when you took a step away from the competitions?
I just concentrated on training. Like I still went to the gym. Um, I at that time was going like I think 4 to 5 days. I just concentrated on trying to get where I was still new to working out, just getting that mind muscle connection down and just trying to put on whatever size I could.
Yeah, because it's a process to grow, especially if you're doing certain divisions. Now, was women's bodybuilding your first division you started out with, or because physique is also a division where a lot of ladies either physique or figure got their start.
No, I actually started in women's physique.
Yeah, you see how now has the division has grown because you were gone for a good few years, come back. You see, has evolved. What made you make the
Yes.
switch to women's bodybuilding?
Just my size. Honestly, my feedback last year after I did North Americans, I actually tried physique and bodybuilding last year. I did 2 classes in each category. And my feedback from the judge after North Americans, the first thing he said to me was, I was bodybuilding.
Yeah. Really, that's a lot of competitors like to get the feedback from the judges because, especially if it's someone like Sandy Williamson, or since North America's that's run by Gary Udit,
Hmm.
there's just quite a few of them. One person I don't really take as seriously as a judge is Tyler Mannion. I feel like he's still young, wet behind the ears, but he didn't
Hmm.
be experienced. No offense to the young man, but I would like to hear from people who really understand, who's been through, who's seen it, and give their thoughts. So And North America's you done that last year. So you did what other shows you have done before that?
My first show I did back in 24, getting back into it, I did the Kentucky Grand Prix, which was right in Covington, Kentucky. So it was right on the outskirts of Cincinnati. So I did that one and I placed first in that one. But of course, with bodybuilding at a regional show, you don't have any competitors. I only had one other lady who I competed against, and she was doing it just to qualify for a national show as well.
Yeah.
I did that one and then North Americans again in, let's see, in 24, which I only competed in the open women's bodybuilding and I got third in it. And I don't know what happened last year.
Well, that's all right, because you know what? This you got a lot in your mind, your training, sometimes life. Especially as a woman in the sport, you know, it's adjustment to really work on your condition and your size. I say it like this: men and women were the same race, but we're different species. We can say genders, but I say species.
Mhm.
Training is different. If you look at, you just had the wrap up for the Auto Classic this weekend. You see people like guys like Nick Walker, Heidi Chopin. You know, those guys are different level compared to some of the ladies who I follow, like people like Sarah Vilgas, also one lady that I'm about to interview on Monday that you also was North American. She won the overall. That's Nina Opafor, aka Nina Beans, and also one lady who I'm a fan of. I think she's an amazing woman. She's the one who really gave women's bodybuilding a new life when she competed. And you know what? I'm a fan of hers. I call her my girlfriend, and that is Andrea Shaw. I mean, she's just amazing lady. I
She
mean,
is. Mhm.
yeah. Is there anybody in this sport that you really follow or you respect and admire their commitment to the sport?
I have always liked Brooke Walker. I love her physique. Like, I just think she's great. I've always been a fan of hers.
Yeah, Brooke is great. I think she had a great look too, a great feminine. I
Mm.
feel like she could have been Miss Olympia Physique a couple of times in her career, but I
Mhm.
know the circumstances, everything like that. The big reason why I'm a big fan of Andrea, when she came to the game, she really gave a new look and a new standard for women's bodybuilding. And also, a friend of mine, I always like to bring this out because I got a saying: if you're ever good at something, never do it for free, and I get a payment when I do this. A friend of mine, her name is Eunice. She runs a company called Bad Rap. She was at the Olympia back in 2023. She got me this issue sent to me like a little bit after my birthday. This was like a couple of years ago. And what makes this a great thing for me is when the champ tells me she thanks me for my support. She loves what I'm doing.
Oh, that's
And
awesome.
yeah, and this what fuels me as a content creator, especially for you ladies, to because sometimes people don't understand the sport, and then there's always the issue of being a woman and having muscle. Well, we got some comments here. We have a guest coming through here. Shout out to my man here. Uh, Shout out to my man here, Brian Lake, coming through. Brian says this. Hello, Brian. Give me a second. Wait, clicked it. Yeah, there you go, Brian. He says this says, "Hello, Ashley and George. Hello, brother." Also, we
Hello.
have is Vislo. Got his name. I want to make your name messed up. Says, "Hello, Ashley. You look amazing. Greetings." And
Thank
also,
you.
he says this. He says, "Looking forward to see you on stage again. Hopeful this year." And also, this is from a man, Josh. Josh, he was his own. He's a great guy, big fan. And he also been a guest on my channel. He's one of my contributors. He says, "Happy Saturday, George and Ashley and Empire Nation." Yeah, shout out to you, Josh. And also, we got one more for a gentleman here. And he says this. He says, "Awesome." That is from Jake. Say, "Yo, Jake." You say, "No, the Joker." He's the Joker. Oh, no, no, no. I'm sorry. I am the Joker. Joker speaks that, so I can't have another competition by myself. So, you know, as a competitor, what do you feel is very important in your process?
Um, Training and diet. Like, I just, even when my diet is down, when I get closer to stage, I have to make sure my training is on point. I have to make sure that when my food is cut, that I'm still trying to pack on the size I can. Like my training is probably my biggest part.
Yeah, training is very important because one thing people don't understand about this sport is that it's not just just working out, building muscle, taking supplements or whatever. It's about being consistent, being disciplined,
Hmm.
understanding that it's just that the work is just not in the gym, but also in the kitchen. I've been
Yes.
told it's every there's so many aspects to the sport that you have to understand. And again, how people say trust the process, but I don't say trust something just yet. Let's understand it first, then trust it once you know all the aspects to it, and the
Hmm.
aesthetics. Um, Shout out to my man Ryan Lake. Says, "Oh, I think this is the same thing." He says, "Looking forward to see you." Say, yeah. Oh, this is from Gus here. He says, "Good evening, Ashley and George. Great picture of you on IG." Oh, thank you. I think he's talking to you. And also, this is from you got to get my computer's gonna act a little slow. This is from Vishnu says greetings from Cyprus. That's a long way.
Yeah.
That's near Greece. I mean, wow, wow, hey, I'm what I'm really pleased to have these guys come in, but also they're like here again with this Ashley. These guys are fan of you ladies. They just like you because you love the muscle. They just get excited like
Uh-huh.
myself. So
Uh-huh.
so what we're gonna do here while we have Ashley here for a minute, we're gonna jump to her social media on IG. If you want to follow her and want to check her out, the link is in the description of this live. But fellas, there's no offense to you, Ashley. I do this as a warning out there to you guys. Guys, be respectful. Don't be weird. His thing is, this is a nice lady. She took time out to talk to me. She's y'all asking y'all questions. But the people out there who's watching this video, who follow this, be respectful to these ladies. They work hard, they train hard, and like anything, be a good guy. Okay, okay, all right. So we're gonna jump into here in her social media. You want to follow the link in the description of this live. So here she is, and like you, what's the favorite part about training?
I love it all. I love just the feeling, like the pumps you get from the training. Like I like being able to do a set and then look at myself in the mirror and then just see like the size I put on in the season. I love it all. I
Yeah, that's
just
pretty nice. So it's not one thing you don't like about it, but you just do it anyway.
anymore it's leg day. I
Oh
hate
yeah.
leg day. My leg days are 2 hours long and they are brutal.
Ooh, I tell you, I have had a few ladies come on here and say they love leg day. I call them sick freak. You're masochists if you love leg day. I know one lady. She's a Bulgarian bodybuilder. I interviewed a while back. She loves doing Bulgarian sprint squats. Y'all created the shit, so you got to love it. So here she is in a lovely dress. Oh, were we going out tonight? We go party?
I actually went to a wedding. A couple of our friends got those two, John and Katie. They actually got married at the beginning of December.
Oh,
So we were at a wedding.
congratulations. Congratulations. Are you a taken woman yourself?
I am.
Oh,
I have been married since, gosh, 2014.
oh, that's a good, yeah. And any
And that's
children and
him.
baby? Yes, him. What's his name?
His name is Justin.
Justin.
Hmm.
He's a good man standing by your woman because you know what? There's a lot of people that don't understand what would you want to get into this, especially have somebody like a husband or a boyfriend or even to stand by you doing this because this sport can be stressful. It's a sport that can be mentally, physically, emotionally, and financially draining. And it's good you have a good man.
It
Any baby,
is.
any babies?
Well, he'll forever be a baby, but I have a 13-year-old, so he just turned teenager a couple weeks ago. So,
Oh, oh, now you think he think he's hot shit, huh? Yeah,
yeah. Oh gosh,
my
he's something else.
my mother, she had to raise not only six of us. I had three older sisters. I had two brothers, my older brother, my younger brother. Plus, I also had two nephews. She had some teenage boys in the house. You gotta remember, beat them down, keep them in place.
Hmm.
Don't let them get too bigger than what they actually are. Here she is, and you said your feedback. What was the feedback again that the judges told you?
From this past North Americans, it was just to add on a little bit of size. I mean, when I get up on stage, those women that I compete against are just, they're taller than me. So it just makes me look so much smaller. And it's just, I've been trying to pack on as much size as I can this off season to make up for it.
How tall are you?
I'm only 5'4".
That's not too bad. You know, it's like I know.
Compared to some people, I mean, some of those competitors that I go against, they're every bit of probably 30 pounds heavier than I am.
Yeah, that's the thing is, everybody's going to have a different build or different shape. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, usually women around 5'4", 5'5" usually can put on pulling muscles a lot shorter because they're more compact.
Mm-hmm.
Anything taller that's touching close to 5'8" to nearly 6 feet tall, it takes a lot more. And you know, it's about the time. You know, you have enough time between now to your next show to put on that size. Which show are you gonna plan on doing this year?
North Americans again, and they changed it from the end of August to it's the first weekend of September now.
Uh-huh. So you know that shouldn't be too long to give you enough time. You know, squeeze a couple more weeks in. You
I
know,
have about 5 or 6 weeks and I will start prep again.
yeah, yeah. So she give you enough time to work on your, you know, put on the size, work on the condition. Like I said again, everything works in the kitchen. You know,
Hmm.
North Americans, that's been around. That's a Gary Year show. You know, you think you would you ever think you want to do another show?
For nationals, I'm not sure. I mean, I've had friends that have done the one in Jersey. I've had them do the one in, I think it's July, which is in Pittsburgh too, like Masters Nationals. I know North Americans is a big show and I just want to compete against the best. Like
Well,
I want to see where I stand against. I mean, because it's usually a pretty stacked show and they're all really good competitors. So I want to see where I place with them.
and also the thing is also with women's bodybuilding, you mentioned earlier the numbers because not a lot of women want to do that division as much because there's a lot more size, a lot more
Mhm.
definition you got to put on. You have to
Mhm.
have a certain aesthetic. That's why some women would double dip because you may not get your pro card. I just interviewed a lady who I interviewed a while back. She finally got a pro card. She did a show. She was only three of one of three competitors, but she put an application for a pro card. She got it.
Mhm.
I know a couple ladies who either they either right time, right show in some situations. There's also, if you don't know this one, there's nationals in Texas,
Yep.
and that's this year it was surprising that we had a lot of ladies because usually only give you out you only one pro card in women's bodybuilding, depending on each division. Usually, it's lightweight, heavyweight, or light heavyweight. That'd be a good show to consider. That'd be enough time because that's all the way December. But I know you rather probably want to sit, enjoy life, enjoy the holidays. But that's the option that you have.
Well, I actually started with my new coach at the end of last year, and he had actually mentioned me doing the show in Texas last December. But after already doing two shows, I just needed a break mentally. Like I couldn't do it.
Yeah, that's the
So
thing. Yeah, because it can be a lot of stressful to travel, the costs, the expenses. Because
yeah.
again, for a competitor, especially as an amateur, there are expenses like between the cost of traveling to the shows.
Hmm.
Also motel fees, food is one thing you most definitely need.
Yep.
Entry fees, also your suits, right
Yep.
there.
I
Show day,
did buy a new suit last year.
yeah, like show day compared for the men, and I said like this: the men guy will put on a pair of banana hammocks and board shorts and spray tan right
Yep.
there. They do have the expenses doing, getting prepped or whatever because they need more food, more whatever else. But for you ladies, show day is one of the biggest expense.
Hmm. Yeah, it definitely is. It was very expensive. Just even paying for the classes that I wanted to do at North Americans. I mean, those are $300 just for one. So it's very expensive.
Yeah, we have here. Shout out to my man here. Uh, Kia one that says good evening. Good evening to you, brother. Also, this is from Ryan Lake. It says, Ashley, you are an amazing female bodybuilder ever. Yeah, he's a
Thank
fan.
you.
Also, the
Thank
man
you.
KL like says, Ashley getting muscle worship at the moment with the chat. Like I said again, because I think me as a person and doing this content, like I said, I find you ladies lovely and engaging. But
Mhm.
then there's the other side. There's some people who feel like women like yourself, who have muscle, can be a to the mindset. This is offense because everybody believes that muscle is mostly man. I'm a man. I don't have muscles. I used to have them when I was younger, but they're under all of this now. And what did you have to ever deal with how people perceive you as a person?
Oh, you wouldn't believe. Like my son does wrestling. He wrestles for his middle school, and you would not believe the stares and comments that I get from people there. I've gotten to the point that if I see somebody staring and snickering and making little comments, I just wave and say, "Hey," like I just acknowledge it because I I like the way I look. So if you don't like it, then that's your problem. So I call them out on it. If you're gonna look at me and snicker, then I'm gonna say something back to you. It's just I get it all the time. I walked into the bathroom one time and one of the girl wrestlers was in there and she was like, "Oh, that's a man." And I looked at her and I was like, "No, I'm not." And then just went about my business and then she just left and I've seen her many times since then, but she's never said anything else. It's just day to day, usually have to deal with it.
That's the thing is, it's people. If you don't have nothing good to say, don't say nothing at all. If you
Hmm.
don't have anything productive saying, like I know people with some people approach saying, "Wow, are you a athlete? What do you do?" I mean, they'll
Hmm.
be curious. But then again, we have those people because society has a different view when it comes to women and certain things like women in sports, women in anything that's considered very masculine. Here we got shout out to my man Voss. He says this. He says, "I follow Ashley for a few years now. She is getting better every year." Wow, you got a fan.
Thank you.
Also, my man KL says, "You ever measured your forearms, Ashley?" And my man says, Bass says, uh, "Ash has great forearms too."
The last time I measured my forearms, which was a few years ago, I think they were like 12 and a half inches, maybe. I have not done them since. I know my biceps, though, are 16 and a half.
So there you go, guys. She got 60 hours biceps. I hope you're happy with that. Also, shout out to man Voss. He says this. Give me a second. Voss is a popular Voss. Voss says, "That was your better shape ever. Impressed by you." And also, he says this, "And you will be ever better." Also, Voss says like this. He says, give you 6 seconds. He says, "Ashley reminds me the legendary Lisa Auckland so much." Oh, that's a
Oh, I know who that guy is. Just by him saying that, I know which one he is.
oh, so
I've talked to
hey,
him many times. He's a friend.
that's good, and that's good. Yeah, that's good when you have friends come on here because we want to support you ladies
Hmm.
and really give you opportunities to recognize. And that's the thing, but also there's some guys can be a little bit creepy too because that's why I say guys listen to weird stuff. She has a husband, she has a kid. Just saw a husband. He's a big dude. I don't want to say you said that shit to my wife and be busting the doors like, hey, nah. So, we got here. This is my man, Catherine Miguel says, "How big do you tend to grow with the judges' criteria in bodybuilding?"
I'm just trying to get as big as I can. I don't really have a set limit. I think I got up to 183 pounds, and then my coach said, "Okay, let's just back it off for a little bit, and then we'll start prep." So, yeah, I'm just going along with it.
He mentioned your coach. Who is he? How long y'all been together now?
Justin Compton, and gosh, only a few months. I think I'm like, and the only way I know it is because I have to keep track of my workouts. So I'm on week like 25 with him. So I just do it week, like I just keep track of everything week by week. But yeah.
How did you discover Justin? Because you said you had a previous coach before.
I actually worked with Jason Ball. Um, Heather Wright.
Which Heather? There's a bunch of Heathers.
Heather Wright.
Oh, Heather, right. Oh, yeah, I didn't
Yes,
Heather, right. Yeah, Heather. Yeah,
yes,
okay.
yes. her Jason Ball, like I go to the same gym as them.
Oh,
So yeah, so I actually worked with Jason Ball. He coached me through 24 and 25 shows, and he took me as far as he knew how to. So then I just picked up a coach who could take me the rest of the way.
yeah. I know Heather Wright. I interviewed a while
Yep.
back. She did
Yep.
pretty good. I mean, she did
Hmm.
pretty good in her pro debut. Impressive young lady. She's like yourself. She's also a mother. She has two kids. She has a
Yep.
cute little baby.
Little Gemma.
Gemma, she's so cute. Right during that interview, she came in because she woke up for a nap. She had a little bump on her nose.
Oh,
She's so cute. And
she
everybody
is.
likes
She's
her.
adorable.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I grew up with a family. I don't have kids myself, but I grew up with nieces and nephews. I got great nieces and nephews. I love
Hmm.
children. They're just amazing. And I know your little boy, he loves you, supports you, because you know what, that's important to have that support. Like, what about your rest of your family? How do they feel about you being in the sport like bodybuilding?
My mom, she lives in North Dakota. That's actually where I'm from. Um, she supports me. She kind of worries about it a little bit because she doesn't really know like the whole background and everything. So she's like, "Oh, well, if you're tired, just take a break." Like she's supportive of it and she's proud of me, but she just kind of worries about me. My dad, not that he doesn't support me, we just don't ever discuss it, I guess. Like he'll ask like how I did in my shows, like I'll let him know and everything, and but we just don't really talk about it.
Yeah. Are you their only child or you have brothers and sisters?
I have a brother who lives in South Carolina, and I had two sisters, but I've lost them.
I can feel you. Um my mother, she had together she's supposed to have seven of us.
Hmm.
I lost a brother is still born when he was born. My oldest brother James, he died like almost 22. It's gonna be 22, about 23 years this year. And my
Hmm.
sister Mary is gonna be at least, God, it's nearly 8 to 9 years. I mean, it's hard when you lose people you grow with, especially siblings.
Hmm.
It's just it feels like you lose a piece of yourself. When my brother James died, he was the one who really got me into bodybuilding because he used to play football here in our hometown, and he was pretty good. He went to college and he used to get the muscle max. And I remember growing up looking at guys like Lee Haney and Lee Labrada, guys like Arnold, Arnold and Lou Ferrigno, those guys. But then, as I said again, when I got to my teenage years, like when I got crack into my puberty, you women, something about y'all just kind of changed my mind. Like women like Corey Everson and Carla Dunlap and also Kim. I'm sorry, sometimes the other guy pops out. He can be excessive, so I got to pull him in a little bit. So we had the comment shot to my man boss. He says, got you, ah ha ha. I'm so excited you recognize me, Ashley, ha ha ha. So thanks, boss. And yeah, and then with family and friends, it's something different because bodybuilding is not as a mainstream sport if you look at the other sports. And I know with your parents, they want you to be healthy, but also it's just something in their mindsets, because I know they're probably old-fashioned parents. It's just something that's not very, you know, ordinary.
Hmm. Yeah. My in-laws, they ask about it and we'll talk about it. And they've been to one of my shows. Like they actually went to my very first show. So yeah, they're supportive too.
That's good. They're good. You have, your other side of the family support you, and even though your family may not be as much involved, but they still have support. I've talked to
Hmm.
ladies that it's friendships change, relationships change. You might have this conversation with your mother saying, "Baby, I don't want you to be so manly and all these muscles," or your dad might say something, say, "Well, I already had a girl. I don't want another boy. I got one. You already got a brother. I don't want another boy." But those are the conversations that I think it's good to sit and talk to your family about. We
Hmm.
have here my man Gus. He says, "You start becoming the Joker, George." No, I need to start becoming. I am the Joker. Oh, Ashley, I want to taste it before I leave. And I don't say it before I forget about it. You are beautiful. I'm, I'm,
Thank
I'm,
you.
I'm, I'm sorry about him. I'm seeing a specialist. He's coming. He completes me. But and that's the thing is that the work and the training is a lot. especially those moments you get to enjoy. Because you know what, it can be encompassing being a bodybuilder, and especially if you have a life of career. Because bodybuilding is not much of a living. What do you do?
I am a medical biller.
So if
So I deal with the insurances and the medical stuff, and yep.
yeah, I could tell you, I like I said, I had a pacemaker for 12 years. I had to deal with y'all people. I have to deal with y'all people. Say, Mr. McCarthy, hey, I don't get the money. Get into my shorts. Get in my shorts. But it's like I said, it's a pretty decent job, isn't it?
Uh-huh. It is a really good paying job. I work Monday through Friday, 40 hours. So,
Yeah, and then also it helps that it's if you have a job where it's very more, we have a lot of free time to it, where you can really train and work out, to work on your process of bodybuilder. Like, what's that thing that you feel like that really helps you in your process?
um, with my job, I can get my meals in whenever I need to. Like, I have a desk I can sit at. I don't have a set schedule. I have to do anything. So it allows me to eat whenever I need to. And then, like, I'll come home and rest, and then I head straight to the gym.
Yeah,
So,
it's good to have flexible because sometimes I know your lady who I'm about to interview Monday, Nina. She works as a flight attendant, and
mhm.
that's a job where you are on the road, you're traveling. It's hard to try to get your diet in and work on your training. I know ladies who work as nurses. That's still somewhat in the medical field. You understand that, and
Mhm.
also other jobs where it can be encompassing, where it can take up your time, but try to find some space in between to work and compete in the train.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm very lucky that I have the job that I have that allows me to get it in whenever I need to.
Yeah. And your co-workers ever check out your shows and ever ask you about your bodybuilding?
Oh, they talk about it all the time, and they want to see pictures, and they're all super supportive, and I love it because I mean, they're like, I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you have the discipline you do, and like they love to see my check-in pictures.
Yeah, that's the thing. Discipline is the very most important part about being a bodybuilder because it's just not as simple as a lot of people think it is. You have to get up early in the morning sometimes, go to bed early in the evening.
Yep.
You have to eat pretty much the same thing day after day.
Hmm.
Posing is also an important part of the process because you want to have a great presentation.
Yeah. Posing is probably the hardest part. Like, it's horrible. Like, having to just put in. I worked with Kenny Wallach there for a little bit, and I did like a few sessions with him. And it's like in the morning, as soon as you wake up, you have so many rounds you have to do, and you have to like follow the pictures that you do. Like, it's just posing is definitely the hardest part.
Yeah, because it's a different styles of how you want to position yourself. Sometimes I interviewed a lady a while back. She's a natural competitor. She told me the one biggest part that kind of hip is a bit because her posing, because it's something that she really needs to work on. You want a good
Hmm.
presentation because the judge is not just going to look at your physique; they want to see how you move, how you hold your body, which
Yep.
positions. There's so much to this.
Hmm.
Here, shout out to my man, the art of female muscle. I mean, Jeremy. He said, "Yeah, I'm the specialist." Also, he says this. Jeremy he says. What does this year look for you in terms of shows? Well, she says she's going to do North Americans. Maybe, if that's the only show for the year, she might do another one. We just keep our fingers crossed. It's up to her. Also, shout out to man Voss says, will you compete this year? She said it already. Come on, guys, keep up. Come on. You sitting here watching, she's talking. Don't be looking at her muscles and get
They're
excited and
too
don't listen
busy
to the words.
staring.
They act like you've never seen a woman with, this is why I enjoy doing these lives because sometimes these guys, this is the thing about this. These guys get excited about you ladies. I still get in my mind. And my crime is that I'm almost a person. But I learned to pull it back a little bit because you ladies have a story that really intrigues people. What gets a woman like yourself to a sport like bodybuilding? What makes you want to, sacrifice so much? Just like, you know, I know somebody told me that sometimes life can being a body can really take a lot of your life. You can't do like everybody else do, like go out and drink a beer or go to a club or this or that. You have to be consistent. You have to be disciplined. You have to be regimental.
Yep. Yeah. Bodybuilding is a full-time job in itself. I mean, you have to make sure your meals are in, your cardio's in, your training's in, your posing. Like it definitely it is a full-time thing in itself. But
Mhm.
I'm okay with that. I like it. And some people get so miserable in prep. I don't really get miserable. I wouldn't even say miserable, but the last few weeks, like right before, probably 4 to 5 weeks, when my food's really cut and my cardio is really high. But I mean, I'm still going and still doing what I'm supposed to. And I mean, it's just part of it.
Yeah, like Hulk Hogan said, he's still hanging and banging, in the gym. We have this is a good point, my man. He says, what has your experience been like with post show blues? What have you found to be the best way to deal with it?
Post show, my hardest part is seeing how I can look at a show and then having to put on the fluff. I don't like it. I don't like the thickness. I prefer being lean and I feel fat. Like I don't like it. Like it's just I don't really mentally have any issues post show. Um I do have a couple breakdowns sometimes before I compete while in prep. I question everything like I mentally go like I'm not ready for this. Like what am I doing? I don't look the way I want to. Like I'm not going to be ready come showtime. But it's just all in my head. I mean, everybody's like, no, you're on point. Like you're where you're supposed to be. But post show, it's just putting on the size. I don't feel comfortable. I don't like how my clothes get tight. I'm used to being lean for so long. I just feel fat right now, I guess you could say.
Well, speaking as a fat man, I tell you, it's tough because you know what? It's the mental aspects of the sport. I know ladies have done with depression. Everybody likes to, especially when you see those games, when you look as old Smoke say, when you ladies rock hard, we'll rock hard. But it's something you can't maintain year long.
Mhm.
It's that postseason where you really want to grow the process. And then when you shed off the extra fluff and when you come in shape and condition, when the veins are popping, everything looks vascular. I mean, it's just it's one thing is that really I think a lot of ladies love it, but then you have to enjoy just being happy with your own body and enjoy the process of this. Um, Shout out to our man Voss. He says, which is your best body part, Ash? I would say biceps.
He loves my arms.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I like my biceps, but I like my legs too. So,
yeah, yeah. Like when you're posing and you're training, which is like when you look in the mirror, what do you see that you really need to make improvements on the most?